Hi, it is the 19th of June. That makes it the 14th day of the Dark Shadows experiment, and we are finally in 1795. And that was so great that today I backed way off from the Twitter. I backed way off from the quotes. I've been dialing all of that back anyway, partly so that I can simply enjoy the show a little bit more and not feel that I have to constantly document my enjoying of the show. In some ways, at the beginning of 1795, despite the time travel, it feels more like a soap opera than it did towards the end of its 1967 sequence. But eventually you get witchcraft mind control, and you get Anthony George Zombie Thayer David. It's great to see him. The two things that are not very interesting to me: Jonathan Frid playing a young, love-struck Barnabas, off to get married and so on and so forth, just not as interesting. And I suspect as an actor he would agree. He enjoyed playing villains or heroes with very complicated problems. Similarly, I did not find Josette to be particularly interesting. It all felt very kitchen sink, very humdrum, except for Lara Parker as Angelique. Now we really have the two poles on the show. If you know the 1840-1841 storyline, and you know how it's resolved, where, spoiler alert, she's actually his great love all along. He just wasn't quite aware of it or wouldn't admit it. That puts a wonderful spin on everything that happens. So I had a spirited disagreement with a friend of mine years ago about the 1795 sequence, where I said, compared to the 1897 storyline, it's just not quite as great. And my friend really feels that, or felt, he passed away last year, a gentleman named Ed Mather, and Dark Shadows fan supreme, and just a prince of a guy. Anyway, Eddie said, no, 1795, because that's when Dark Shadows takes on its great identity. That's when Barnabas becomes Barnabas. And he's right.